Hi, I hope you've enjoyed cooking this summer and have managed to follow some of our wonderful recipes. Today we're going to make a beautiful cheesy, very cheesy scones. Okay, super easy to make, all right? But as always, we're going to wash our hands, put on an apron and get cooking. So as ever, get out the lovely blue soap, wash all round, through the fingers, all over, get them lovely and clean. If you've got an apron at home, wear it. It's a really good idea. Keeps you clean, keeps germs away, and it protects the food. It's great. Okay, so easy peasy. Cheesy scones. Get some lovely, good, strong cheese. That's my suggestion anyway. We've got self-raising flour, we've got milk, but you can use cream if you like, cayenne pepper, but if you're not spicy, you could just use normal pepper or paprika. The cheesy scones are really yummy if you put some chives in. It adds colour and flavour. A little bit of baking powder. Here's the grated cheese. A little bit of egg as the wash, but you could use the egg yolk if you wanted to. Butter here, okay, that's slightly softened, and flour. So we've got the flour. So in my bowl already I've got flour and the chives. You will need a rolling pin, but you don't have to have a rolling pin because you could press it down. Forks, a dessert spoon, a cheese grater. Please be careful you don't grate your fingers. Measuring scales, a timer once it goes in. Different kinds of cutters, but you could have any kind of cutters. It doesn't have to be round. It is a scone, but you can do what you like there. Okay, so that's all you need really. So it's very, very simple. And you need your lovely fingers as well, which is important. So we're going to start off by taking, we'll get some space here. Okay, so we get the flour and we're going to put into the flour the butter. In the recipe, it might say chilled butter. That makes it a little bit more difficult, but if it is chilled, just use your fork and mash it in there until all the butter kind of disappears. And you've got lovely clean hands, so you can get your fingertips in a little bit. All right, so give that a mix. Then I'm gonna add a little bit of this cayenne. This cayenne is very, very strong, so I'm not gonna use huge amounts, all right? You could also use other herbs if you like, coriander. You could use thyme, it doesn't really matter. Right, to give mine a little bit of an extra kick, I'm gonna just use a yolk of egg. But again, you don't have to use the yolk, that's completely up to you. I am then gonna mix that in. I'm going to pour in well, this is actually single cream, but again, you can have milk. Single cream just makes it richer, a little bit more substantial, obviously not so good for us. And then I'm gonna put in that beautiful cheese, like that. And basically what you're looking for is you're looking for a pastry mixture. So keep mashing it down. The margarine or the butter will start to melt. That does not matter. Keep moving it around like that. That's lovely. So now you can get your hands in there. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to tip it out here. Just sprinkle a little bit of that lovely flour. I'm going to put just a tiny bit more milk in there just so I get the right consistency. So I'm looking for a pastry. I'm not looking for a dough, I'm looking for a pastry. So it wants to be crumbly, a bit like if you've made short crust pastry before, that's what you want, short crust pastry. So now I'm just going to knead it very lightly, got warm hands, so I know what's going to happen. It's all going to come together. So that's looking lovely, get all those lovely bits in. If it starts to stick on the table, don't worry, just put a little bit more flour down. Okay, so I'm going to show you two things or two ways to do this. You can just press it down, the good old hand, Look at those beautiful pieces of chives in there, giving it colour. And then start on the outside, give it a little wobble, and that's your first one. Let's try a different size. That's your second one. And you keep going until you've got them all out. You can always roll this back up together by squeezing it. You're warm, so it will always make more scones. You can also, if you don't have cutters, look, you don't even need a cutter right there, okay? And then what you're going to do with those is you will pop them onto a baking sheet like that. And I'm just going to lightly brush those with a bit of beaten egg. Again, if you don't have egg or you don't like egg, you could brush them with just milk. It just gives them a beautiful glaze. And then they go off into a really hot oven, 220, and they'll only take about 10 minutes, maybe 15 minutes. And then when they come out, they'll look like this. They'll be lovely and golden brown. And then you can open them up like that. And you serve them with butter, with extra cheese. You could have sour cream, that would be delicious too. On the top of these, I've sprinkled just a little bit of extra strong Parmesan cheese, just on the top, which I can't find. Here it is. Just to give it a little bit of extra colour and obviously a nice strong flavour. And there you have it, cheesy scones. Enjoy.